There is so much going on right now. It's absolutely crazy. I switched companies to where I am right now in March, and so I was attempting to take a longer period of time, but so I started. I went through probably 4 months of just like taking inbounds, and it is crazy how much is going on. And I thought, well, surely the pandemic will slow that down, but it hasn't. So I'm not sure where to even start, but I would end up saying is probably the best technology right now is two people in a garage with a dog. We have no idea. Like, we don't know that, we haven't seen it yet. Um, one thing I think is not promising right now is all the copycat social media sites. I can't believe, like, when Twitter just launched Fleet, right? I don't know if you guys have watched that, but I mean, it's the same thing as like Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn that have their stories. And then I look at all these copycats that are doing the same thing. They're launching the same features as all their competitors. That ends up telling me, like, boy, that ship has sailed. I like seeing some of the things. I think Snowflake was an interesting example of, people believe that the organization and distribution of data and access to data, they thought that had gone. Snowflake came in and reinvented the way in which, that data could be accessed and thought about. And I think there's more and more of that. I believe that the advances we're seeing right now in telemedicine, there's several of them. There's a company, a guy just talked to me about a company called Levels, and Levels does blood sugar monitoring. And for people who are not diabetic, like, I could actually put it on and I could start to look and track at what's going on with when I eat now, when my sugar spikes, what about if I go for a walk afterwards? I can start to pay attention to these things using data. And there are countless number of healthcare and mental health and telehealth startups that I think that I believe is going to be one of the biggest next waves. We have a lot of time and attention and money going into healthcare, and I think healthcare technology is really broken. So the category that I see growing the most right now, from my perspective, and I'm like an angel investor and advisor in quite a few companies, but I think it's the reinventions of legacy industries. Healthcare is an example that's ripe for this. I'll tell you another one is real estate. Real estate is fundamentally archaic. Anybody who's bought or sold a home or a property lately knows how ridiculous it is. It is still like they did it in the 1950s. And there are companies out there, Compass and others, that are out there using technology to try and improve, that business. So I think it's a lot of those kinds of things that would surprise you, that are, Convoy, right? The trucking industry, where it's legacy industries being improved by technology. So this is one thing I think is worth noting. If you're a tech person, people say, well, I want to join a tech company. Every great company is a tech company. Retailers are tech companies. Education institutions are tech companies, right? I mean, like, this year, every academic institution in the world suddenly became a distance learning company. And the advancements in education, I think we all realized this year too, that the public education system is broken. And I think we're going to see a lot of improvements and innovation in that space. I haven't seen I'm like looking for a new category because I'm excited about new categories, but it's that. I'll use one more example of legacy industry. Several companies I'm invested in are in the talent space, recruiting, talent acquisition, and HR space. So specifically for recruiting, obviously, video interviewing is a big thing. And the how you remotely hire, inspire, and fire, all of those things this has been going on forever in human resources, but suddenly that all has to be done differently. And there's tech that's going into those spaces.